following contest is a submission match. Making her way to the ring from Japan, MANAMI.
We're now just moments away from kicking off our much-anticipated submission match.
Cole, I can't imagine either one of these superstars actually submitting. But hey, believe it or not, one of them is actually going to give up here tonight.
And her opponent, from wherever she wants, ANESTHESIA.
There is an absolutely big fight feel in the arena tonight for this one.
Yeah, and judging from the vibe here currently, it seems to me like this is the one this sold-out crowd came to see.
And remember, submissions only as we get underway here.
And guys, I've been looking forward to this submission match ever since it was announced.
Here she goes, back in the ring now.
In a submission match, the name of the game is to make your opponent tap out from a submission move. There have been so many submission specialists throughout the history of this great business. Bret Hitman Hart, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, William Regal, and Daniel Bryan are a few who come to mind. And on the women's side, I think about Alundra Blaze, Natalya, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and the boss, Sasha Banks.
Corey, earlier you spoke about a submission match, and one thing I'd like to point out is that a submission match is not necessarily the same as an I Quit match. The key difference is that a submission match requires the use of a submission maneuver. In an I Quit match, victory can be achieved by bringing your opponent to the point where they quit as a result of the overall punishment they've received in the match.
That's an important distinction, Michael, especially since a superstar can win an I Quit match by using a submission maneuver. For superstars who aren't proficient in submission moves, they enter this type of match at a disadvantage. It doesn't mean they can't win, but they need to perfect applying a submission move quickly. Come on, Corey, try and keep up.
She's up on that top turnbuckle. She won't be for long. No sugarcoating that one. That hurt.
One of the things a superstar who's competing in a submission...
And she breaks free.
I don't know how she did it, but that was impressive.
Very difficult position to be in right now.
Yeah, situations like this usually don't end very pleasantly.
She's starting to stammer here. She's going to have to turn things around in a hurry, guys.
This type of match is not just brutal on your body, but your ego too. Actually having to submit to your opponent is one of the most humiliating things a competitor can do. And if this keeps up, she might just have to do that.
Byron, you brought up that a submission match can be especially dangerous for a competitor who's injured or had a known injury. I think that's why it's just as important as submission match to be able to reverse the submission move from an opponent as it is to apply a submission maneuver to an opponent. If a superstar can't reverse an opponent's submission, then they're certainly going to be in trouble.
Some superstars have more than one submission at their disposal and it becomes a pick-your-poison scenario for their opponent. It also depends on the match. Some submission matches are based on winning via a submission move, and others involve a competitor having to use the specific submission they've chosen.
Looks like she wants to beat her inside the ring. On the shoulders here.
And it could be a long way down from there.
She drops her hard. Looks like she wants to beat her inside the ring. Look at that, she nailed her. Now that's how you land a well-placed strike on your opponent.
She is on fire.
She clearly liked the results from the first time she delivered that move.
The WWE Universe witnessed a classic submission match at 2016's Extreme Rules event. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, defended her Women's Championship against Natalya. The one thing I thought was unfair about the match is that there was a ban against the Nature Boy Ric Flair being at ringside. If Flair
looking for the
Ooh! I bet you feel foolish riding her off now.
Corey, you spoke of the submission match between Charlotte Flair and Natalya, and I need to point out that this match was not Flair's figure eight versus Natalya's sharpshooter. Victory could be achieved by making your opponent tap out to any submission maneuver. I think we all know why the Nature... She fights out.
But that doesn't mean the damage wasn't already done, Michael.
Scoop slam.
When we talk about submission matches, we have to speak about one that, in many people's eyes, set the standard. It was WrestleMania 13. Bret the Hitman Hart was in a heated rivalry with a brash star on the rise named Stone Cold Steve Austin. This match started like no other submission match, with the two superstars battling in the crowd and attempting to use ring steps as a weapon.
Byron, you mentioned the submission match between Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. The rivalry between the Hitman and Stone Cold was so intense that WWE had no choice but to appoint mixed martial arts champion Ken Shamrock as the special guest referee. The Hitman didn't waste any time focusing his assault on Austin's injured knee.
Steve Austin was busted open, and in the ringside area, it looked like a tornado went through. Once locked in the sharpshooter, Austin refused to give up. Stone Cold passed out due to the excruciating pain, which was considered a submission, giving the Hitman the victory. If it's not the greatest match of all time, it's certainly in the discussion.
Look at her go!
Submission time!
He's not going to get a tap here.
No! She breaks it!
Wow, she's quite the escape artist, Michael.
Take down to the mat. The old bridging. Fujiwara armbar.
Oh, man, that's...
She gets out of it.
She has renewed life now, Michael.
I'm having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do next. Incredible action in this match so far. We're seeing two outstanding athletes looking to prove their dominance in there.
but only one can walk out victorious. Who will it be? We know what's coming here. Warm up the buses. This one's over.
Man, she knows how to make a comeback.
Great one-on-one action here tonight. It doesn't get much better than this.
And she lands the slam.
That has got to be it.
You're going to want to see your internist after a slam like that.
Back in from the floor.
When we talk about submission matches, we have to speak about one that, in many people's eyes, set the standard.
And she escapes the submission.
Not a lot of people can break out of that one, Michael.
Man, this is one of those matches you just like to sit back and enjoy watching.
Look at this. She lets her out.
She better have a good reason for this, Cole, because she just had her seconds away from tapping, I think.
Byron, you mentioned the submission match between Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. The rivalry between the Hitman and Stone Cold was so intense that WWE had no choice but to appoint mixed martial arts champion Ken Shamrock as the special guest referee. The Hitman didn't waste any time focusing his assault on Austin's injured knee.
Steve Austin was busted open, and in the ringside area, it looked like a tornado went through. Once locked in the sharpshooter, Austin refused to give up. Stone Cold passed out due to the excruciating pain, which was considered a submission, giving the Hitman the victory. If it's not the greatest match of all time, it's certainly in the discussion.
She put forth such effort. This submission match is history.
Submission matches are all about imposing your will on your opponent, as we can see right here.
When any superstar, man or woman, is able to find a way to win a match as entertaining and action-filled as that one, they should be grateful and really proud. Some great stuff.
Here is your winner, MANAMI.
A very impressive victory.
It's wins like that that makes this girl such a force to be reckoned with here in the WWE.
It'll be interesting to see the fall.